My name is Honorable Sally Okudo. I'm the area MCA for Central Seme Ward, elected to represent the people of Seme in Seme Sub-County. I think there's a lot of opportunities in the spaces. Number one, we have different women organizations that come to work and to partner with me as the area MCA for Central Seme. Notably, I would want to highlight maybe FIDA has come to support a few of my projects. Kefiado supports a lot of my projects, and Team Transform Empowerment, they normally come and support a lot of my projects. A lot of these projects are normally, like with Team, we usually do things to do with civic education, because I feel that civic education is key in a lot of the things that we do and just to manage expectations of the electorate. I want to thank the lady or whoever composed the song Vote a Dada. Challenges are there as a woman. I normally say, number one, as a woman, the fact that you're a woman is a challenge in itself, in its own. One of the things that I faced was really threats. I got threatened quite a lot. I mean, there are times when people would say that, hey, they're coming to attack you this evening, and they have pangas and machetes, and you know, even the people who are campaigning with you, your foot soldiers, then are so fearful because they don't know whether to protect themselves or you, because a lot of times this thing extends even to the people who are supporting you or the ones who are always with you. So the threats were there, and then one of the downers is that you cannot report some of these cases, because how then do you report them? You know, you'll go to the police station and they'll tell you, okay, who threatened you? Or do you have proof that this threat was made? And you see, such kind of things you almost cannot prove until it actually happens. So basically it's you yourself to take care of you, yourself and your people in terms of protection. I was threatened with rape. I was threatened with I live in my parents' home, and I was told that my parents' home was going to be burnt down. Insults, like really just anything, you name it. Even when it comes to your legislative role, at times, that is quite challenging, because there are times when you can speak and say something, but because you're a woman, that is not taken it's not taken up. But if another male actually says it, then, you know, then it's agreed upon. And then it's also very challenging when you come from the same sub-county with the chief, the top, you know, basically I come from Seme and the governor comes from Seme. So one of the biggest challenges with that is that you almost cannot have an opinion about anything, because the minute you have, especially if it's a contrary opinion, then you're viewed as maybe being defiant and being hard-headed or strong-headed. Because even when you go back, a lot of the, like I represent, my ward is very rural, and if it's not somebody who's educated, or, you know, they'll misconstrue that as and then keep in mind, because of the patriarchal nature of the society, then I'm viewed as yes, a hard-headed lady who, you know, yeah. So it's kind of that is kind of there. That is a big challenge, actually. It's one of the biggest challenges ever, because then you almost cannot speak and play your legislative role, because you're so scared to speak, to say something that's contrary, because you don't want that backlash. I think one of the things that we need to start doing, like yesterday really, is to start talking to the dadas, wamama, you know, inculcate it in them that we are the majority and we shouldn't be left out of these spaces. Earlier on I spoke and I said that we have 47 women reps in Kenya right now, and let us encourage these women to actually go for other positions which are competitive from both genders, and then let other women be uplifted to occupy the affirmative action post, because we are hoping that By doing this, we are actually not leaving any one of these Wamamas behind. The woman who is interested in politics is actually not properly capacitated to occupy this space because of one way or the other. And a lot of these are historical, dates back to, historical, where lucky for us now, we've just come to the point where women can have and own land and inherit land. Back then we couldn't. We're coming to, we're just now coming to a space where women can actually have their own finances and budget and account with what they have and what they earn. But that's not a lot of women. Not a lot of women are there. And when a lot of the women who are interested in politics are not necessarily capacitated in that way. So again, we're talking to our partners and saying, hey, we have women who are quite competent to do these things, but they lack this. They don't have the capacity. What are you, or what will you, or how will you come to capacity build these women? Number one, there's so many ways you can do that, because for the longest time, we heard it yesterday when we were listening to Cecilia speak. She tried to vie, she was not educated, she couldn't even speak English, but after some time, she was then elected in a position where she then upgraded herself and qualified to do a lot of the things, and we saw her articulating her issues very well. But how many women have that opportunity to get that chance? Not too many. So again, we're talking to the partners. We saw Womankind is a partner with you guys. They actually enabled these events to happen. Kewopa, the Swiss embassy or the Swiss government. Those are people who can come in, identify some of these women you feel can actually make a change. Just collect your data and you'll be able to find the actual at the ground level, at the grassroots level, and you'd be able to see, okay, this is a strong person if capacity built in this way. And by then we then get to nurture a lot of these women. And what that will do, it will give us a lot of women who we can then choose. And even amongst the women themselves, they can then front one person, because I normally say that one win, any win for a woman is a win for me, even if I'm not the one being awarded the award. But as long as it's a woman who's won it, it's a win for women.